What is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So let me tell you one thing. Long shipping times when you're drop shipping via Shopify or any other platform don't matter. Now this may be a big piece of knowledge for a lot of people because all this time you may have been worrying about the shipping time, and this could be one of the reasons why you have not yet started your own dropshipping store. But this video is going to be exactly the specific reasons as to why long shipping times don't even matter. Too many people fuss over this and stop in their tracks because they think that they would have to deal with a lot of issues when people realize that they have to wait 12 to 22 business days and they may not be able to build a sustainable business. There's a lot of evidence, both from my own personal experience and also from others that I know, that shipping times actually matter very, very little. Now I know you may be thinking, well, how can we compete with Amazon, who does 2-day free shipping? And again, let me tell you, if you personally don't own Amazon, you don't have to worry about giving your customers a super fast shipping experience. And I'll go over exactly why very shortly. But without wasting any more time, let's jump into the reasons as to why long shipping times don't even matter. So this is actually one of the biggest misconceptions around dropshipping, but let me show you guys a chart from my own dropshipping store. And yes, this is a dropshipping store from Aliexpress. And I took a little screenshot of a specific time period of July 12th of 2019 to July 17th of 2019. As you can see, the traffic has been increasing slowly and steadily over the specific days. And along with that, the conversion rate has been fluctuating as well. But one big thing you guys have to see is that the conversion rate has not even once dropped below the 2%. Now, I know a lot of the big brands and a lot of the people say that the average conversion rate for the industry is around 2%. But imagine this. I run a dropshipping store and yet I have a very high conversion rate, even above a 2%. And this is with me disclosing fully and clearly in my description on my shipping page that the shipping times are 12 to 22 business days. On some days, as you guys can see, I've had a conversion rate of near 6%. That's 3 times the average conversion rate for the industry. There's nothing special I'm doing regarding my own website. I just do exactly what I teach on my YouTube channel when it comes to designing the entire website. And I have fully laid out a professional and fast website which the customers feel very comfortable browsing. I personally think that the biggest conversion affecting part of an e-commerce store is not the shipping time, but rather the layout of the entire website, the colors you use, the trust badges you use, etc. So I personally believe there's just too much unnecessary importance given to the shipping time. Of course, my conversion rate would have been a little bit higher, maybe 2 times higher, up to 8% or 10% had I been offering 2-day shipping. But even though I don't offer 2-day shipping, as you guys see, my conversion rate is not low at all. And people still buy my products knowing that they take a lot of time to be delivered. So this is one of the biggest eye-openers to those people who kind of get stuck as to the delivery time and the shipping time and think that their customers may not like it and they may have to deal with a lot of chargebacks. While I do agree that not everybody will be satisfied with such slow shipping times, in the end, what I've come to understand is as long as your product stands out of the crowd and has some special things which I'll go over very shortly, the shipping time itself should not stop a customer from purchasing from you. But in order for you to make your customers not really care about the shipping time, you're gonna have to do some things correctly. And the first one is with the product itself. Now, I personally believe this is one of the reasons as to why having the right product is so important when it comes to drop shipping. I don't think my conversion rate and the amount of purchases I get would have been the same had this product been easily available everywhere, meaning in the local retail stores. Because the products I try to sell aren't really available anywhere in public besides my website or somebody else's website, people are more willing to wait for it because they know they have no choice but to wait. While this may kind of sound negative to you, in reality, people don't really mind waiting as long as the product you give them has some sort of good quality to it. In the end, what the customer is looking for is something that can help improve his or her life or bring a change into it. And in addition to that, they want a product which can provide the quality that it promises. So if your product does have the quality that you promise through your description and your ads, then people are very, very likely to just wait for it and not really mind waiting. I've had personal experience with this because my first winning product was actually a big want product. People didn't really need it, they rather wanted it. And in addition to that, because the quality was so great of the product that I was selling, people were more likely to wait for it. But note that just because your product is easily available in the local retail stores or it doesn't really fit the quality does not mean that people won't wait for it. People will still wait as long as there is something worth waiting for, meaning your product has some kind of wow factor to it. There are two types of needs that people want fulfilled. The first one is the real need, meaning people actually need that product. They could have trouble surviving or stuff like that. And the second thing is people want that product, meaning people don't really need it, they rather want it. So if your product falls under either of these categories, people will be more than willing to wait for it to arrive. But you will have to do a little bit of work from your side to make it kind of stand out of the crowd. If it is just another Me Too product that people can just get anywhere else, they won't really want to wait for your product unless there is something really special about it. So make sure that your product either falls under either of these categories. Either it is not really available anywhere except online stores, or it has a really high quality to it that people wouldn't mind waiting for. And in addition to that, people should be able to say wow when they see the product. The products where people can actually say wow are the ones that they're willing to wait for. And finally, make sure that your product stands out of the crowd. But just having the correct product is not the only necessity to make people kind of be more willing to wait. The second thing is customer service. If you provide customers with a great product but terrible customer service, they will directly charge back with their bank and not want to wait for your product, period. They'll rather get it from somebody else who may have it even at a higher price as long as they provide them good customer service. Having a good product and customer service go hand in hand, especially if you're dropshipping and want customers to wait a longer period of time. And in order to really have people not mind waiting for long periods of time is knowing that first impression is the last impression. The way you deal with your customer when they first send their message to you determines whether they'll be willing to wait for your product or not. Now, in my beginner stages, I've had a lot of moments where I didn't really know how to deal with customers, and I would say some things which would just turn the customer off. They would come happily asking me for help regarding a specific question they had, and if I didn't answer them correctly or I was a bit rude in their point of view, they would immediately demand for a refund. They didn't care how many times I said sorry after that or what I tried to do to make it up, because the first impression was the last impression. If they were not satisfied the first time they talked to me, that was the end of it. So you really need to get your customer service on point if you want customers to be more than willing to wait for your products. I've had customers tell me that they were completely fine waiting the 2 weeks or the 4 weeks or the 5 weeks that it took to get the product to them, because they had heard from a lot of their friends and peers that the products I sold were of high quality and the customer service my VAs provided was top notch. That just proves to me right there that the shipping time is really irrelevant compared to having the correct product and the customer service. But one part of providing accurate customer service is to having important information easily disclosed, meaning the shipping time specifically when it comes making your customers more willing to wait. When it comes to my store, the shipping information, which is 7 to 22 business days, is available at the very end of every single description on my store, including the order tracking page, including the shipping page. On the shipping page where they get to choose the different shipping options between express shipping or free shipping, this is exactly what I write. So I write free shipping and then in parentheses I write 12 to 22 business days. So I'm repeating it on 3 different areas on my own website, and even with this repetition, as you guys can see, my conversion rate is sometimes 6%, sometimes 4%. And that really proves the concept that shipping time is really irrelevant. But make sure that the information regarding shipping and everything else is really easily accessible to your customers. Never lie about anything. In fact, I recommend that you become as transparent as possible and as truthful as possible with your customers if you really want to build a big sustainable business. But having the right product and customer service go hand in hand to achieving conversion rates just like these ones, even with the long shipping times. And as we went over, shipping times really are not that important unless you are Amazon. Amazon has established a track record of providing 1 to 2 day shipping. So if Amazon were to break that, in that case, the customers would be more disappointed and would not want to shop with Amazon again because they had an established track record. But with your dropshipping stores, if you establish the track record of providing the product within 7 to 22 business days and you repeat it over and over again on all of the important pages, people will be really willing to wait that long, especially if your product matches one of these categories. And they'll actually be more than happy to wait for it just because you provide a product which is not really available anywhere, or it has a wow factor and the quality is great and it stands out of the crowd. and your customer service is top notch. I mean, the customer should love speaking with your VAs or yourself through emails because of the customer service. So make sure to have these two things on point, and you will not really have any trouble when it comes to the long shipping times. People will still consistently shop from you. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.